everybody, welcome back to my, I would say, cozy corner, but I'm hoping it's going to sound alright because I'm actually out in the garden. I'm taking a risk and I'm doing an outside broadcast to you today, and I haven't got any fuzzy little microphones or anything, so I'm hoping it's going to work. I might just wait until that wind goes over a bit. I can see the trees moving. It's just a little bit breezy there. I'm just going to ask the universe if you could just stop the breeze, please, chaps. Thank you, that would be great. So I never know when a tractor's going to come past or something. In fact, I think there's one on the top road there. So if you heard that, sorry. I can't control anything out here. And if it's windy, I'm sorry. I'm just going to do the best I can. I just felt like I wanted to say, just get outdoors. Honestly, I haven't been out for very long, but I'm in the sunshine. It's pretty cold. But I feel better just for being outside. I was feeling a bit stuck indoors. I actually opened some windows on my house this morning. It felt the energy was just really kind of like this. And at the moment, I think we're on the cusp, aren't we? There's daffodils coming up. If you're in, this part of the hemisphere, things are coming up. The daffodils are about to burst into song, but that's the birds. And the birds listen to them. They're just so happy at the moment, and there's lots of them around. I saw a lovely robin yesterday. I was putting some corn out for the geese, and there's often a robin around. He comes and says hello, and isn't it just lovely? And just sitting here is so peaceful. I know many years ago I went through quite a difficult time, a sad time, a mentally difficult time, an emotionally difficult time, and I remember going out and doing gardening. I planted things, I planted roses and things, and I just being outdoors was such solace, and I think it's just the greatest thing. I personally try and go for a walk every day. I'm very lucky, I can fit that into my day quite easily. Even if the weather's bad nowadays, I actually put all my rain gear on and my wellies, and I just go out there. I have a huge golf umbrella. If it's not too windy, I use my great big golf umbrella and just go outside. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of sketching today, as I promised. I've just been so excited to do this, to get outdoors and just be in nature. The garden's looking pretty terrible, to be honest. It's kind of this time of year, isn't it, when it's all a bit sad and you want to get in and sort of hack it all back. But we kind of leave it. We kind of just do a bit of rewilding here. It's left much to its own devices over the winter, and I'll just tidy it up a little bit maybe, but not much, to be honest. I kind of realised I couldn't fight nature. I hack back the brambles and dig up the nettle, not dig up the nettles, but I sort of slosh them back with my scythe, and that's about it. The rest of it just does its own thing, because to be honest, it just looks lovely, and we get all these crazy wild raspberry plants that are kind of taking over, but I get the most delicious raspberries in the summer. I go out and just walk up and down, pick these lovely raspberries. So there's always something good. So I hope you've had a good week, and maybe I know one or two of you have been outside and been very brave and had a go doing some outside sketching, and I know I gather it was pretty cold, which it is, and I have to say I don't do it for very long, and I make sure I go for a walk in between times. But I think even if you just go out and take photographs, just do that on a walk, bring them back, and you can work from those. That's, perfectly acceptable, dears, perfectly acceptable. So I'm just loving being out here, and I'm going to get my sketchy book, my little pad thing that I made, and I'm just going to have a nice time out here, and I'll show you what I get up to in a moment or two.
Okay.
So I have brought myself back indoors because it was pretty cold out there. I didn't stay out too long, but I really enjoyed myself out there, and it's amazing what you can find to draw, isn't it? Just simple little things, the little lichens on a branch, and I used charcoal. That's like the marks of the grass. You know, it's nothing here is rocket science, okay, and that's just using a pencil to start with. Again, just looking at the grass lying there, all the lovely lines that it makes, and you would just walk past it, wouldn't you, and ignore it because it's just dead grass. But when you start to look at it and look at all the fantastic lines that are going on, it's really exciting, I think. I did a little bit of rubbing, so that's a bit of that's just actually the wall of the house, you know, where you've got mortar with lumpy bits in, pebble dashy sort of stuff. And I just quite like the fact that it's got these very ghostly little marks on it, so I just literally rubbed like that with my pencil. And a little bit more lichen, that was the two little bits of frondy lichen. I wish I knew what the names are. Lichen and mosses are all a bit of an unknown to me, really. But I like the fact that black on white is very stark, it's very simple. I just need a bit of space here. What I don't like though is because I use charcoal, which is lovely to draw with, but it does tend to smudge the minute you finish with it. I know you can spray it with stuff, but I don't really like to do that. When I was a student, we used to use hairspray because we were cheapskates. If you buy the proper spray stuff, it stops it smudging, I believe. But I don't want to do that. So also I did a little rubbing. I had this beautiful, I just love this. Isn't that the most gorgeous sort of shape? So I just did a quick little rubbing of that, just for a bit of fun. And I used some thin paper for that. But look at the lovely patterns that you can make from it. It doesn't pick up the little holes in it, sadly, but I just thought that was a bit of fun. And then this was my bit of moss that I was kind of I was just letting the sort of shapes of things, let my pencil, my pen, whatever it was I was using, my, can't think what it was now, a charcoal, yeah, just some simple charcoal, nothing difficult. But it's a very liberating medium to use. I don't know how many of you use charcoal, you know, because you just get these gorgeous sort of marks and it's very free. So I was trying just to let it all happen automatically. So that's all I've done so far, plus, oh yes, underneath here, and get it out without disturbing everything, is the big piece. I actually took myself out and I did something on A3, which was very brave of me. So that's just the little bush with all the funny little dead heads on it. Really beautiful details, but you see you could be taking aspects of that and somehow turning that into stitch, into your design work. There's all sorts you could be doing. You could be taking little areas of it. You could be cutting these pictures up, you could be making them into a book. There's so many different things I think you can do, and I haven't quite decided yet what I'm going to be doing. I did bring myself in some more, I'll put these on here, I brought myself in some more bits and pieces to do some more drawing, so that when I'm feeling like drawing I don't have to go out in the perishing cold. But I would like to keep doing this. I loved the idea that by taking it out of the book and just having different pieces of paper, oops, just shake that off. I liked using these thin pieces. You can do a piece of work that goes all the way across and you end up with this sort of just this strip. And I really enjoyed the rough textured paper as well. So it's just been really, really interesting to try, and I'm going to do some more. I don't know where it's going to take me. I don't know whether I'm going to make it into books. I don't know whether this is going to be, you know, just the start of something, or whether I'm actually going to take these and fold them or cut them in some way and turn them into some kind of book. I have to say they look quite nice when you just line them up like this, because you can actually see what you've got going on. It's just separate. I mean, they're so simple. There's nothing extravagant about this, guys, but this is just me going out and connecting with what's out there, connecting with it and drawing it, and then you abstracting it, so that, you know, if you just saw that on its own you wouldn't think, ooh, that's grasses, but what you're seeing is the lines and the shapes and the textures, and expressing that in a way that you can then take that and maybe use it in some other form. I also quite like if you put them, if I kind of do something like this, I don't know whether it'll work with this one particularly. I'll tell you, we'll keep it to these for now. I quite like the idea that you could be, you can sort of start to break things up a bit maybe. I don't know whether it works entirely, but there's possibilities of using the different marks in different ways, putting them into some kind of a book. You know, I genuinely don't know at this stage what you would do with them all. But I just like experimenting. I like where it's taking me, and because it doesn't matter, because it's not in a book, it's totally, you know, free range. I can do anything I like with it. So I hope you might have joined me. Do let me know in the comments if you've had a go at going sketching, if this inspires you to do something, even if it's just, as I say, bringing things in to play with, then please have a go. Next week I just think I'm going to do something with it. I don't know, it's going to just, something's going to happen and I don't know what it is. I might use a different medium. As I say, the charcoal is all very well, but and the pastels are lovely, but they do tend to smudge everywhere. So oh, I know, the other one I did, just a minute, I've got one other drawing, just a sec. So this is slightly different. This was the log that I saw. Now it doesn't look like a log, it's not entirely satisfactory, but I do think as making it a way of making a landscape, it's been quite fun. And what I've done is actually I've painted water onto it as well, and it sort of knocks back the sort of the lines that were so sort of disparate, if you like. They were kind of just, I suppose you can see it at this end a bit more, they were just lines of colour. But if you add the water to them, it just sort of shades it a bit, adds a bit of something different to it. And I also thought, well, it might stop them coming off on your other pages so much. So this is what it is. This has been lovely to go out and do, and it's shaken me up a bit. It's got me a little bit inspired, and there's nothing like a bit of fresh air in your head, is there, to get you a bit more motivated, get me out of my sort of hibernation. So I'll see you next week. I hope you might go and do some fun like drawings yourself. Let me know if you do in the comments, and let me know what you think of this so far. It's been great to share it with you. Thanks so much, and I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.